Okay, my name's Brittany, and I'm doing my speech over spanking and child abuse. Recently, with the whole Adrian Peterson thing, there's been lots of questions as to whether or not you can discipline your child without it being considered child abuse. There is actually more than 6 million cases of child abuse in the U.S. every year. I grew up in a house where child abuse is never tolerated, of course, but spanking was accepted, and it happened. So I personally agree with spanking, but I definitely don't condone child abuse in any shape or form. I think spankings are valuable because it's a good way for children to learn lessons and to know that what they did was wrong. So I'm going to talk about how spanking is okay, that there's also alternatives to spanking, and that about different things about child abuse. Spanking is a good form of punishment. There was a video poll done by KSAT 12 from San Antonio. About 98% of people said that spanking is a good form of punishment. Russian University did a poll or a study, and every child that was under 6 that got spanked actually benefited from getting spanked, whereas the children that weren't spanked, there was like a big difference. They were more likely to go to college if they were spanked than if they weren't. There was a parenting.com poll, and 61% of parents believe that spanking is a good regular form of punishment, and so which means that they spank their child on a regular basis, and that's like their main form of punishment. I believe personally that spanking works because it challenges the child. It makes them, realize that what they did is actually wrong, instead of sitting them in a corner in timeout where they don't really have to worry about what they did. But I don't believe in excessive pain. Yes, they have to feel it for it to actually mean something, but it shouldn't hurt them. And it should only be spankings on the butt, not hitting their face or something. No parent should want to cause harm to their child when spanking them. That's where child abuse comes in, because some parents take child abuse or take spankings to the extreme, and it's considered child abuse, and it's really unnecessary. I found a report that says that the U.S. is one of the worst industrialized nations of child abuse, and that was from the National Child Abuse Statistics. And between 4 and 7 children die a day from child abuse in the U.S. It's usually about the same number of boys as it is girls that are abused, and it's usually by their parents. 80% of 21-year-olds that have been abused as a child have psychological disorders, and they struggle. No child should have to struggle with it all their life, but they usually do if they live through it. There's alternate forms of punishment, which is, explaining what they did wrong, giving them positive reinforcement, listening to them. I think those are good methods of punishment, but I don't think they work every time. They also, in a study by Rush University, said that they should use prevention methods to keep the child from getting upset and throwing a tantrum, but I don't think that's always possible. So I think spanking is good, but child abuse should never be condoned.